Alright, well, good night, everybody. We're here at Watauga City Hall, Library. It's nighttime, and we're just going to go riding around at night in Watauga because we can, because I have lights. This is going to be a different view all around. One, I've got my lights, it's night. I've got a Lazine headlight and a Lazine tail light. I've got a red tail light. Hey, we're setting up Watauga Fest. I'm also on a different bike tonight. I'm riding my Specialized rock hopper. I'm normally riding my Trek 26-inch bike, wheel size. This one's a 29 wheel size, diameter. It's also a lot wider tires. It's got knobby tires. Well, I want to ride through the park, so I'm going to cut in through here. This will be the carnival ride area. Oh. You can hear the hum of these knobby tires on pavement. I'm gonna turn my light down a little bit so I'm not shining that here. Oh. Let's say this thing is, I'm gonna try cleaning this quick now. I think 1,000 lumens. It claims to be pretty bright. That's max brightness is set on. This time of night, enjoying the cooler temperatures. It's going to be 90s this week. It's supposed to cool off a little tomorrow. expect this many people to be out. on the side of Hightower now. So yeah, this bike, 29-inch tires. They're wider than the Trek. Knobby. It's a different rubber composition too. The rubber is softer. And they run about, well, I have about 5 pounds less air in these than I run in the Trek. It's 5 or 10 less. Just like that, we're back up by City Hall again. It'll take Whitley a little bit. Heck, we can take the bikes now. We'll ride with the flow of traffic. This bike is also a 1x11 drivetrain instead of a 3x8. So I've got 11 gear ratios instead of 24. But even though it's less chain rings, the small is smaller and the big is a lot bigger. Guy walking. Wondering, who's this crazy person talking to themselves riding a bike down the street? I had originally bought this bike about 2 years ago with the intent of it being a dedicated off-road bike. I've done a little off-road with it. Fossil Creek, a little bit of Knob Hills. There's some really advanced stuff out of Knob Hills. I can't clear the whole thing. Done some other little dirt trails here and there. Not a whole lot. So I'm thinking about making this my dedicated city bike. The seat on it is a stock seat, which is pretty good and great for off-road. I might put a Bontrager commuter saddle on it though. The same as my Trek. It's a little wider and a little softer without being squishy. This seat is more narrow and harder. I also have a dropper seat post on this. Got a lever on my left hand side that I can hit and adjust my seat height without tools. And that's real handy off-road because you might want to be standing or clearing obstacles and you don't want a seat in the way, so you just hit the button and let your body weight drop the seat down. And then when you want the seat up, you just have your butt off of it, hit the lever, and let the seat come up. Don't need it a whole lot, don't need it all in street riding, but I'll keep it. It's a feature. If I do decide to make this a city bike, a street bike, I'll wear out these knobbies and put something a little more street friendly. I don't want slicks. I still want a tread pattern for riding in grass and dirt, which happens even in the city. But knobbies are a little harder to pedal than street tires, or even all-terrain tires. I wasn't sure how I felt about 1x11 for street riding. Pretty good, actually. The theory is it takes more effort to get big fat 29-inch wheels up to speed than 26, but it's easier to keep them going at your desired speed. Hard to say. I mean, I'm comparing a 2022 hardtail mountain bike to a 2001 hardtail mountain bike. Two different brands, two different models, different drivetrains. A lot of differences. There's mercy. There is a bike lane, but that sidewalk is so big, I take the sidewalk. I also don't need boxer bar ends to sit upright on this bike. It is nice, I only have to worry about shifting rear, not rear and front combination. sidewalk ends. We still got our bike lane. It's a narrow bike lane. Pick back up on the sidewalk. These big tires, though, do a good job sucking up bumps. If you've watched my other videos, then my Trek rattles a lot. Even with the front suspension. It's a lot stiffer. The wheels are smaller, lower profile. Curbs don't matter as much in a big Tonka truck 29er. I also don't have racks and fenders on this. Dang, my light is already starting to wane. Oh, that's a little better. What's that like doing? That's doing good. Yeah, I really don't feel the curves as much. I mean, now I'm jumping off curves on purpose. This bike also has hydraulic disc brakes, like a car or a motorcycle. Similar, you know, they are disc pads, hydraulic. It's got a small hydraulic fluid reservoir. So there's no mechanical or electronic brake booster. Rim brakes are fine. With disc brakes, good disc brakes, like these SRAM, they are stronger. Waffle House. Sidewalk. Oh! Yeah, I was just going to drop off, but I saw the shadows. It's been filled in with dirt, which in a way is good. Like, it looked pretty soft. I didn't want to full sand and not know what I was sending into. This bike being even more mountain bike than the trek, it is easier to pedal through grass. There's an odd downside, and I'll have to put a tape measure to it. But these handlebars feel wider than the Trek. I do kind of like that I could largely ignore the curb cutouts on one side. Except not all of them. And I know some of them ground is much lower inside the curb, so you gotta be careful jumping curbs, especially at night. But I do feel like the Trek is a little more, I think it's easier to redirect the smaller 26-inch wheels. Than it is the big 29s. You know, everything's pros and cons. Compromise in one thing or the other. This bike is a little more comfortable of a ride. Probably even be more so with a little bit wider seat for my butt. I wonder if Specialized makes the seat comparable to the Bontrager commuter. Not that I'm opposed to mixing brands together and get what I want. Yeah, I'm kind of talking myself into liking this as a city bike, a street bike. I was actually talking to the guys at Sunrise a couple months ago, I think, and I said, I might come back and get something more street, something more commuter-like. And one of the mechanics there looked at me and he said, just ride the one you have. He said, that bike you got, that Rockhopper Elite, is going to do you well for that if that's what you want to do with it. And I think he was right. And I mean, if I wanted to, I could lock out the front suspension on this one. I mean, it's real easy. It's just a flip of a little knob right down here I can do without getting off the bike. This also has a more advanced shock system. It's got an air adjustable ride and not just oil and spring. I think the other one just has rebound, and this has load, preload, rebound. Oh, switch for a lockout. Well, this is it, folks. We've made it all the way down here to Foster Village Park. Alright, well, that's our little night ride. See y'all next